Hello everyone, Don Scarface24 here. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Dark Souls 3. This video kinda just goes right to the chase. Pretty much leaving that little area where the Silver Knights are and trying to explore the rest of Irithyll. So my guy's kind of just standing. Oh, okay. I'm just waiting for the dogs. And as you can see, I have terrible aim, ungodly aim. Yeah, not much going on in this video. I'm just gonna be exploring the rest of Irithyll, picking up some items. I decided to attach the little video file of me fighting Pontif Sullivan at the end of this, as opposed to having an entirely separate video for it. So you'll see me take down Pontif Sullivan. I think I actually have a different set of gear on as well. I think I have the sellsword armor set on instead of the sorcerer's set, and the reason that, and even if I don't, I do have that equipped now, and the reason for that is I wanted something with a bit more poise in it, because I was tired of kind of getting interrupted every time I got the slightest little flick on the wrist. So pretty tricky part up here, but it's not too bad. There's just pretty much a bunch of those undead guys shooting soul arrows at you. The main problems of this of that encounter was the dogs, of course, because the dogs, like any Souls game, or just pretty much dogs in any game in general, are just always really nasty and just kind of unpredictable. What comes to mind actually is the dogs in Call of Duty 4, which would pretty much kill you unless you broke their neck in that very short time frame there. Let me see. I'm still adjusting some of my equipment, so just kind of bear with me, folks. There we go. Okay. I don't know why my guy's standing here. I'm almost positive I edited this portion out. There we go. Okay, so I did edit a great deal of the portion out, but I left some of it in. Just it looks like I left a little bit too much in, but oh well, it's kind of happened. This elevator right here will actually open up the shortcut for you. You just open the door, and then pretty much my character points to it. That little building in the distance there is the Church of Yorshka bonfire? Yeah, Church of Yorshka bonfire. You definitely come across a lot of, not really sure what the enemies are called, but the those little invisible undead things. It's always a good idea to kind of have your guard up in this area. As you could see from my previous videos, they can kind of overwhelm you and just kind of take you out when you're really not even expecting it. They're that kind of enemy that the developer puts in the game that you're like, oh, they're not too bad, and then they kind of stun lock you to death because you think, oh, they're not too bad, and next thing you know, you're gone. especially when you have those couple ones that can actually use magic. But luckily the environment here is kind of beneficial for us, and of course as I say that, I'm getting my ass kicked by about like 6 of them, kind of lead into that whole, you know, don't underestimate this type of enemy. But if you have kind of a sweeping weapon, or even like a spear or something, you can kind of funnel them through here. And I just picked up the blue bug pellets, which temporarily increase your magic resistance. And another blue bug pellet. And as you see, we just picked up the large Titanite shard from our little ladder here, which actually, in hindsight, it probably would have been beneficial to do this first, because you could kind of come up and sneak up behind the whole group, as opposed to taking them all on at the forefront like I did. Be very careful up here, because we do have a couple of Irithyll Knights? I think that's what they're called. Pontif Knights. Those really nasty guys that use frost attacks. But I believe there's 2 of them. One with a large scythe that will mess your life up. Which their detection is ridiculous, and as you can see, I am quite the crybaby, but you know, kind of running away from them. I think I actually end up going to the elevator and going up the elevator. Yeah, because he keeps coming after me. And as I actually didn't notice, but he actually kind of runs and dies. And as you can see, I just got the soul points from him, and I actually didn't realize at the time that he just kind of kept running and fell through the hole. So my guy actually I kind of stay up here for a while without realizing, but so yeah, really sorry. I thought I edited all this stuff out, but evidently I did not. So that just says to me that I need to pay more attention in my video processing aspect of it. And at this point I kind of realized that actually I don't even think I realized that he was dead. I think I was just like, okay, I guess he kind of wandered back. It's not until I kind of get back up to those steps that I realized, oh wait, no, he actually died. So that was definitely not the outcome I was trying to get, but I did kind of leave that in because it was kind of a silly situation that ended up happening. As you can see, we have our standard sword and shield Pontif Knight. I think that's what they're called, Pontif Knights. Which, honestly, to anyone who's really good at parrying, they're not that bad, but to someone like me who is really bad at parrying, it kind of lends to a difficult time of me kind of blocking and dodging and rolling until I can find an opening. But the good thing is when I do have an opening, I kind of get I hit for like really good critical damage. And this is another part where, like, if you can parry them, you probably can eliminate about half of your time of conflict with these guys, because especially the ones that have the sword and shield, that, as you saw, they kind of just let me walk around them without really doing anything. And my guy's kind of happy now. In front of this fog gate here that leads to Pontif Sullivan, you'll find a couple summoning signs. One will actually be Henri of Astura, to help you kind of, and she or he, depending on the gender of your character, is actually fairly useful. I actually end up summoning her in my encounter with Pontif Sullivan, and she isn't quite like the other NPC summons that you have. She actually really does decent damage. Doesn't just stand there and let herself get hit by some a move that is well within the range of being able to dodge. So she actually is, on NPC standards, pretty good, which it's a shame that you don't get to utilize her more. And definitely be careful going down these steps here, because there's two of these invisible undead. I guess I'll just call them that. You can pick up an ember here, which at this point in the game you should have a pretty good stash of embers, whether you can actually purchase them from the handmaiden, or just from getting a ton of them through co-op. But as you can see, that was the start. Not the start. That was the gate that we found earlier, to help with the shortcut. So that's pretty much going to be like your shortcut to the boss arena right now. And as you can see for the video cut, this is my later video that I ended up doing with my successful encounter with Pontif Sullivan. And I end up summoning Henri of Astura, and I summon another individual to help me. Actually, I can't remember their name though. I actually ended up communicating with them via PSN and just through messages, just talking about the game and stuff. And because this guy was really helpful, so props to him for helping me get past this part. Unfortunately, I kind of can't see his name right now. Obviously, I haven't summoned him yet, but I'll definitely call him out when it pops up. And definitely one of the things that you should probably do when you're summoning for this boss here is just kind of clear out these guys here. That way, one, if you're waiting a while for a summon to happen, you don't have someone just kind of pardon me, my apologies, you don't have one of the Pontiff Knights just kind of come up, sneak up on you, and just kind of, deal, either A, kill one of your summons, kill you, and just kind of totally waste your time. As you can see, there's one that I actually did end up missing, and luckily that didn't, screw me over too bad for the boss fight, but there was definitely that damage that was done that could have been avoided. And as you can see, there's my my summon right there, and that hit me. That should not have hit me. I kind of walked right into that though, but and unfortunately my preview screen is ridiculously small right now, so I kind of can't see who that is. But they do have a mic, and they do say some very encouraging words throughout the fight. But yeah, so for this battle, I'll pretty much end my commentary here. I do think one of the, if you can get an either an NPC or someone to co-op with you who is pretty tanky and can kind of, take those blunt damages and dish out the damages while you as the sorcerer can kind of stay back and shoot like soul arrows, like pretty heavy soul arrows or whatever distance soul arrow you want to use against Pontif towards the latter half of the fight. That's actually what I end up doing. And it actually ends up working well. I got a little anxious, so I started bum rushing in. That's when I kind of started getting some damage stuff to me. But anyway, enjoy this battle here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and you take care now.
Good game. That's my first boss fight with the sword, so that's tight.